Anyway, well, hello everybody. Welcome to Paizo Friday. Today I am here with Kristen from Gen Con.
Hi everyone.
She is the marketing manager.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You've always just been Kristen. So
I know,
never
just Kristen at Gen Con.
Yeah. But anyway, you might have seen a month ago or so, I was on their show, on their Gen Con feed. And I had such a blast. And I figured if we can get one more show going before Gen Con starts, I would like to have Kristen on so we can talk about Gen Con and maybe do some question and answering and all of that sort of thing.
And here I am.
And then, surprisingly, here we go. So get ready for a good show. So if you have questions about Gen Con, get those ready. We'll do some Q&A towards the end of the show, and we'll get that thing going. I hope you had a good week. Thank you for joining us. Hope you're ready for a good weekend. Hope you've got lots of gaming ahead for yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So, Kristen, you're kind of busy right about now, I would imagine.
We're a little busy.
Yeah.
So, we just, so everything from the office here in Seattle, a lot of people maybe don't know that Gen Con is headquartered in Seattle, and we ship everything out to Indianapolis beforehand. Like all of the stuff we need for the show, like literally just like papers and just like, just accounting stuff. We put all that stuff on a pallet this morning, on pallets, and put it on the truck and said goodbye to it. And so it's like, okay, well, hopefully everything gets there.
So that's like the tearful send off that you would see in a series or something. You know?
Absolutely.
We'll see you in Indy and
hopefully.
Everything. Yeah. So then, I actually thought you would be gone by now. Like when I was like, hey, I've got this Friday that we can do a show. I thought you'd be gone by now.
Sure.
What is your schedule? So, so we're getting there the Sunday. I'm getting there the Sunday before Gen Con to do our move on. Oh, so you're same thing.
Yep.
Oh, okay, cool. Because that's when we can start loading in is Monday, I think, before Gen Con. So when people show up on Thursday technically Wednesday. Trade Day is on Wednesday.
Yeah, Wednesday.
Which we'll be doing something there. So if you're a part of Trade Day, we'll see you Wednesday. That would be the first chance to say hi to everybody.
Absolutely.
Then the show starts big proper on Thursday. When that happens, there have been people that have been there already for
all
a long time.
Yeah. So I mean, like I said, we try to ship everything, in advance as much as we can. So when we're ready, we can hit the ground rolling on Monday. That is, on Sunday even.
Oh, that's right, Sunday. Yeah. So, why don't you tell everybody how many Gen Cons you've been able to go to as a Gen Con employee?
Well, Dan, that's an interesting question. Thanks for calling me out because you know the
answer. This is exciting.
Already.
This is really exciting.
This is actually my first Gen Con.
Yes.
Yay!
I'm excited for that.
And everyone teases me about it on my stream, on the Gen Con stream, because everyone's like, oh, baby's first Gen Con. But it's true. And I'm so excited about it. But, I spent this entire year being able to talk about Gen Con, and because like we just talked about, I work in marketing, so I spent the entire year talking about Gen Con, and now I finally get to go, and I am so stinking excited.
Yeah, it's
so
great.
Excited.
It's really good. So speaking of that, what is the first thing that you're just like, I'm going to do this. This is what I want to do.
Oh my gosh!
When you first get there, like feet on the ground, Gen Con's now open. The hall is moving.
The hall is open. I mean, definitely like the exhibit hall, right? Like we have over 500 exhibitors, and I was writing a list the other day. I was like, oh, I should probably write a list of the games I want to pick up at the show. Just so I have an idea of, I can literally I can reference this list, and now it's like 2 pages and like in a different spot, and so I'm definitely really looking forward to picking up some new games that's debuting.
Yeah. Well, we were talking about that because, we have a game that's premiering at Gen Con, which is, I know, it's, maybe people have heard about it. It's the Pathfinder playtest, don't you know? But, there's also some of their stuff there that I'm kind of looking forward to picking up if I get a chance to wander through the hall and check out things, But
honestly, if I get a spare few minutes, I mean, Pathfinder is great, but I am like a star nerd. I am like a star nerd. I don't know what to call myself. Like anything that's like sci-fi.
Oh, I got you.
Or like robots.
Yes.
Or like so like I honestly I haven't played Starfinder before, and so I want to check out a demo of Starfinder because I don't know that I have a lot of time to really sit down and like play any campaigns or anything, but I definitely would love to sit down for a demo.
It's fun. It's a lot of fun. I think I have a regular game that we do for Starfinder with some folks around the office, and it's a good time.
What kind of character do you play?
I'm a Yosoki. Since you asked, I'll tell you all about my character. So it's a little rat folk, the Yosoki. He is a former actor that used to have a TV show, and his character was very smart, and he was a tinkerer, and he was very action oriented, and so he thinks that in real life he can do those things, and so he's it leads to all kinds of shenanigans and monkey shines. So it's a lot of fun.
Great.
But yeah, I mean that's the thing. You ask someone about their character, they're going to tell you. So demos of Starfinder are going on in 403, which is our booth that's right across the aisle from 103. It's a good time. I think that we've also got all of the organized play and all of that sort of thing. So there's lots of Starfinder to be played, and if you are in the wrong place at the wrong time and you mention an interest in wanting to play Starfinder, there's probably 50 people that would be like, come with me, let's do this.
I'll show you.
Yeah, it is really cool too. I like the vibe there with all of our community and stuff.
Absolutely.
And that's the one thing. That's not just us. Like every game that is there, every company that's there, they have this amazing community built up, and it's awesome. It's just really, really great.
Well, you said you're looking forward to picking up some games. What games are you looking forward to specifically?
I want to pick up The Mind, that card game. I played that. We were at UK Games Expo, and we were passing time, just kind of killing time, and started playing The Mind, and it was a blast.
Yeah,
like
I've heard.
We had one of the players was French, spoke very little English, and we were all able to play the game. Like we were all playing the game together.
That's a great selling point. It's like
absolutely,
that's great.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was great. So, I'm looking forward to that. The Mind is good, and then it's just really fun because I'm sure guests and exhibitors alike can attest that there are those people that you see only at Gen Con.
Right.
It's like, when Gen Con's over, it's like, I'll see you next year.
See you next year.
Yeah, exactly. And I love that stuff. I think that's really fun.
Yeah, and I think that's something I discovered over the course of the past year since I've been working at Gen Con is it's really exciting is that there's like people's Gen Con family.
Yeah.
Our family.
Family. You got it.
Friends, family, right? Family.
Oh, you made a portmanteau. Okay. Yeah, I like that. I think that's the family.
Your family.
I can't say it.
You can.
Family. Family.
There you go.
Family.
There you go.
Got it.
Family. Your family.
Yeah, but it's true. I think that you have that connection with folks, and I mean, I guess that's the one thing about having an indie is it's kind of people can come from both sides of the coast and everything like that.
For sure.
And there are people that you wouldn't be able to go to the East Coast to say hi to. So, let's see. So with the marketing side of Gen Con, which is your job, what do you do when you're not talking about Gen Con? Like
I'm always talking about Gen Con.
So there's got to be a point, like the opposite. So, and actually, I would imagine that there's always room to do a little bit of marketing, social media push, all of that sort of thing. Is there a time where it's like, oh, this is our downtime now. We finally get to recharge the batteries. We get to relax. And
yes and no. So, August after the show, we get a little bit of relaxation time, but honestly, it's okay. What went well this year? What can we do better next year? What were the feedback that we received? We love getting feedback from our attendees, and especially what they thought what went well, and what could be improved on. And so we get busy August and September, just like, okay, let's postmortem this. What can we do better next year, and how can we make Gen Con even better next year? And then by the time October, November rolls around, we start putting our pieces back in for next year's show. So it's a lot of planning.
Yeah.
And people say to us, they say, oh, you only work on just this one show, because there's other convention organizers that do several shows a year. But I think Gen Con is so massive, and we have so many kind of special events that it does take a lot of, a full year of planning.
Yeah, yeah. I think the one thing that kind of surprised me, and I think will, kind of impresses everybody, is the amount of community that's involved, where it's not like, Gen Con is not just something that happens in Indy.
Yeah.
It's Gen Con takes over. And
Yeah.
like it is like the travel board or whatever they're called.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the
Visit Indy.
Visit Indy.
Yeah.
Super involved in everything.
Yes.
They're doing a lot of things. Then you've got all these different brew houses and restaurants that are all around. It's like when you're there, it's like that whole city is Gen Con.
It's
amazing.
Yeah, I mean,
so fun.
it's I think honestly you think of conventions in terms of like the convention center, right? But Gen Con, especially this year we are in Lucas Oil Stadium as well, so you can game on the field of Lucas Oil where the Colts play, which I think is pretty neat. And we're in surrounding hotels as well, and we'll be up in the Indiana State Museum and IMAX Theater as well this year.
Really?
So we have IMAX showings of Found Footage Festival. I don't know if you know those guys at all. So they'll be there at 7:30 on Friday night, I believe. And then that leads into a Lord of the Rings marathon.
Wow.
So overnight, that starts at 8:30, ends at 9:30 the next morning.
That's going to be a blast.
Yeah, we are taking over Indianapolis.
And then a little while ago, I was listening to talk about a dance party.
Yeah, absolutely.
That was going to happen.
So I think there's actually quite a few dances happening, but
okay.
It's the official Gen Con dance is the 8-Bit Bash, which is going to be on Saturday night. It's a free event, but you do need to sign up for it on GenCon.com. I believe there are still a few spots left. Cash bar.
Clock in now. Get your spot.
Yeah, get your spot in. Cash bar, and I mean, I think people affectionately call it Nerd Prom.
Nerd Prom.
For sure,
I like that. And then the right outside, I don't know if it's officially the main entrance, but right by there's the street that's closed off to traffic, but it's Georgia Street, which is filled with taco trucks and food trucks and all of those sorts of things.
We will have more than 65 food trucks rotating in and out of Georgia Street this year. So I know island noodles are a big hit, but I mean you're gonna have like basically anything you want.
Yeah.
You can go out into Georgia Street and get it. Along with Hot Box Pizza too. So Hot Box Pizza is going to have 2 tents this year. You can get this year's specialty pizza on both Georgia Street and South Street. Have you heard of this year's specialty pizza?
I have not. So it's a specialty pizza that they've put together just for Indy.
Just for Gen Con.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it's pizza, as you might imagine, right?
Okay.
Sure.
We're off to a good start.
You start with a slice of pizza.
Okay.
And then they put macaroni and cheese on top of it. And then you get to choose a drizzle of buffalo sauce or ranch. Now,
oh, man.
If that's not going to put 10 pounds on you but make you the happiest person alive, I don't know what else can.
It makes me sleepy just thinking about it. Like that's a lot.
Carb loading is so good.
Yeah, I think that'll be a blast. It would be one of those things that you would try once and then be like, I've tried it, but I will attest.
I'm going to go back for 5 more slices.
I will go back because their pizza is also delicious because I had it
more
than a couple of times when we were there last year. I don't know if I'll do the mac and cheese one, though. I'm not sure.
Try it.
I will try it.
It's called Dungeons and Drizzles.
Dungeons and Drizzles. Well, there you go. What would be your drizzle of choice?
I think I'd probably do buffalo because I love hot sauce.
Yeah, hot sauce.
I put hot sauce on everything.
Yeah, and especially on a pizza. I mean, hot sauce on a pizza is really good.
Yeah.
So
oh yeah.
There is that. Yeah.
Absolutely. Dungeons and Drizzles.
Yeah, I will try it. I will give it a shot.
I'm hype.
Yeah.
Clearly.
And then Sun King.
Yes.
Sun King Brewery will usually do something. And actually, thanks, Daigle. So Adam put a link up to the 80s dance.
Perfect. Thank you.
To the dance. So that's there. Click that link. So Sun King will usually do a special brew for Gen Con.
Yeah, so this year it's called Everlasting Gamer and has really rad can art. I don't know if it's all over our channels. You should be able to check out our social media and find it if you want to take a look at it. It's an American Amber Ale this year. And they'll be doing the tapping party on Wednesday night, but right before Gen Con. So we'll be kicking it off at our block party.
Okay.
Which is a free event. Just show up and Sun King will be tapping Everlasting Gamer and you'll be able to grab a brew and listen to a free concert.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Who's playing?
An indie local favorite, which is Brother Oh Brother, and you might remember from the 90s, Local H.
Local H.
Yeah.
Of course we remember Local H from the 90s. And that's happening, is that in Georgia Street area?
It's in Georgia Street.
Perfect.
Yep.
Perfect.
So Sun King will have you covered for drinks, and Hot Box and food trucks will have you covered for snacks.
You just stay there.
You just stay there and hang out all weekend.
And then so if it's Wednesday night,
yeah.
So then when you're done, you shuffle over to the doors and then just wait.
And just wait
for the doors to open.
Exactly.
And then that's the beginning. That's your kickoff of Gen Con 2018.
That's right. That's right.
That'll be great.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and and then I know for us personally, we work with Scotty's Brew House. They've put together a beer that is we're using our iconic goblin character from the Pathfinder playtest. It's like it's a Berliner Weiss or something like that they've put together, and so we'll have.
I saw the ad.
Yeah,
I was like, oh man, I'm going to Scotty's.
Yeah, and we put together the menu and all of that sort of thing. We kind of they give us a lot of leeway. They kind of they're really cool where they're just kind of like, what do you want? And we're like, well, give us the menu and tell us what beer you've made. We'll make an image for that and all that stuff. And then Sarah, our art director, she just goes nuts and starts putting things together.
Fun.
Oh, it's amazing. Yeah. And then we usually make shirts and stuff out of it. So,
right, absolutely. So much fun. Oh man.
So we'll go to Scotty's and we'll drink that Paizo brew that's happening.
For sure.
So and we'll put it up on social media so all of these people
everyone can see.
Can come say hi and it'll be fun. So
how many people in your chat today are going to Gen Con?
I don't know. Everybody sound off in the chat if you're planning on going. So
I'm so excited, man.
And we actually do have a lot of regulars that participate. We've got Krob and Night Race, who I think Night Race was probably our first subscriber.
That's awesome.
I think he was subscriber number 1. So it's we just have this nice little community of folks that are kind of joining us.
I'm about to get you in trouble right now.
You
should send your your first 5 subscribers like a Paizo swag bag. Hashtag just saying.
Just saying. We could probably do that. That's a great idea. Anyway, boy, this La Croix is really good, isn't it? Actually, I was. Let's see. So we're getting a lot of nut this year. We've got one. Krob will be there.
Awesome.
Which is great. We've got a lot of I Wish. Let's see. Never been to Gen Con. Oh, Shiny Professor would love to. Can't make it out, but he's never been to Gen Con, so that's too bad. That would be awesome. And actually, one of the reasons to tune in every other Thursday.
Every other Thursday.
You do your show.
I do, yeah.
Is there a name for it? I just call mine Paizo Friday because I kind of gave up.
There is a name. It's Gen Con Live.
Gen Con Live. Yeah. I like it. That rolls off the tongue.
Yeah.
And usually, one reason among many reasons to tune in to the show on Thursdays is you will sometimes give away passes.
I mean, most streams I give away passes. So.
And the best part is she's now giving away passes for 2019.
I am giving away passes for 2019.
The best. So yeah, were those? Did you bring your free passes?
I didn't bring free passes. However, I can offer.
Okay.
2 we can give away if you have any way to do a giveaway.
Okay.
I can do 2 free passes to Gen Con 2019, 4 days.
Really? I was kidding. You don't need to do
I
that.
really can. I don't have them on. We don't have them printed
great.
Yet. They're literally sitting in the printer right now, like just getting made.
They're when we give it away, it's gonna be warm.
It'll still be warm. Yeah, from the printer.
Let me see if Daigle's around. Hey, Daigle, can you help us with this? Maybe we could. I'm not sure. We don't have like a random number generator bot or anything like that. What if we do? Maybe have like a trivia question or something. We'll figure this out. We'll get to something.
I do have a trivia question. So I've got an easy one, and I'll do a harder one.
Okay, so let's do this. So you'll so Daigle can help. This will be good.
Great, thank you, Daigle.
So what we'll do is we'll ask the question, and the first correct answer in chat.
Yep.
That will be the person, and then Daigle.
So Daigle, if you could send a whisper to that person, grab their email address, and then I will email them with a badge code.
Yeah, that'll be great.
Yeah,
that would be great. Okay, let's do that.
Okay.
So.
Easy question.
Okay, well, let's do this. Let's Let's do one now.
Okay.
And then we'll chat, because I have some more Gen Con stuff I want to chat about.
Absolutely.
So we'll do one now. We'll do the easy one first.
Sure.
So
Get you warmed up.
Get those typing fingers ready. Everybody loosen up. Question number 1.
Question number 1. In what city did Gen Con begin?
Oh, that's a good one. That is a good one. So we're going to take the first correct answer that comes up. We'll have Daigle send them
A whisper, yeah.
a little whisper.
Oh man, I'm so excited to see.
Lake Geneva?
It is Lake
Yes.
Geneva. Yep.
Story the Bard. Oh my gosh. So we've just given away some passes to 2019 Gen Con.
You're going to Gen Con
That's
2019.
amazing. Like, that is really cool. So Daigle, if you could send them a whisper and get some information.
Yep. Email address would be great.
And then, and then you can send it to me, and then I'll forward it to
And we'll get it figured
Kristen.
out.
Okay, cool. Yeah, congratulations. That's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and we'll get to the second one later. We'll get
Sure.
to, and we'll do another one. So that would be great.
Absolutely.
So now with Gen Con, everybody's going to be moving over at the end of this next week, and kind of going
Week
in
from Sunday.
And then when do you guys finally when as a team, when does Gen Con get to leave Indy? How long do you have to hang about?
Honestly, I think everyone except for maybe 1 or 2 people is leaving on Monday.
Okay.
Yeah, so
all right.
like it's kind of a machine.
Just get out of there.
Yeah, like we get everything wrapped up on Sunday and
Nice.
get everything on pallets that needs to be shipped back and then get out. I imagine we're all on the same flight too.
We probably are. Yeah, I'm sure that
I think there's one direct flight from Indianapolis back to Seattle.
Which this is the first time I've been able to be on that direct flight.
Oh, that's nice.
I've not been able to do that before.
I heard, was it you that got like cut out of a flight one year and you had to do like some van trip across a few states?
I was not a part of that. There was a team that their flight got canceled because of weather.
Right.
And I think
Was it maybe Eric Mona?
I might be remembering. I think that Tanya was a part of that.
Sure.
Tanya, our organized play manager, and I think Daigle, who's in the chat right now, I think he was a part of this one like van thing that had to happen. Luckily, my only bad experience was Daigle was a part of that. Only bad experience was I had issues in UK Games Expo just recently.
Right. Oh my gosh.
But everything else has been, knock on wood, everything else has been fine. You know, I think Gen Con has been pretty easy, and all that stuff. So
love to hear it.
And I'm just excited about a direct flight. Like that is.
I know, isn't that great?
Best.
Thank
so
you, Alaska and Delta.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was talking about something before we started talking about flights. I can't remember what it was.
And so we walked back giveaway, and you asked me if I had a giveaway, and I was like, yes, I sure do, Dan.
Oh yeah. And then we went to when you guys leave. So during the show, what is the bulk of the Gen Con staff busy doing? Is there a lot of active on-site stuff that needs to be done? Okay.
Absolutely. So as you know, it's a huge show. We have over 60,000 people come a day. And we have amazing help from our captains, and I mean, we call them, they're not really volunteers, so they do get paid, but I mean, they are there out of the goodness of their heart, not because they're getting paid. So we've got hundreds of not volunteers that help us out and help us run the show, but staff-wise, we are a dedicated group of 15 people.
Oh man, that is it's lean.
It is lean. We run pretty lean. So yeah, everyone pitches in. It doesn't matter what your job is, whether you're in marketing or finance. You're helping to load pallets. You're helping to get things set up. You're getting chairs, where they need to be. And it's a lot of just management of making sure everyone's having a great time. Yeah, absolutely. And it's working. The formula that you and the team have put together, it works. It's a really inclusive, it's a really accepting, it's really open, it's really comfortable. Yeah, gaming's for everyone, man.
And that's been my experience. And I honestly, I feel like if I wasn't having that experience, that I would be able to voice that, and it would be looked into right away and all that stuff.
100%.
So it's a great place. So
thank you.
So when did you start working for Gen Con?
I came in November last year.
Okay.
Yeah, so right after wrap up had finished for last year's for Gen Con 50, it was an amazing historic show, and I wish I could have seen it because,
Oh, it was great.
yeah, I heard about the horticultural hall,
Oh,
like
man.
museum
Let me tell
experience.
you. Oh, if you were at Gen Con last year, it was amazing. Going first, like you said, going down on the field, like going
Yeah.
down to step on the field where they play it. And I'm not a huge football fan, to
Sure.
be honest. I watch football and I
Sure,
know about
yeah.
it, but I'm not like. It's not like my Sundays aren't solemn football days.
Yeah.
But it was really cool
Just to be able to have
walk
that
down those
experience,
steps.
yeah.
And as you're walking, you're like, I'm gonna keep going. And then next thing you know, you're on the field, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And then they've got the, that was where the play area was, where you could rent games and all that stuff. And then they had that museum, which was there with the horticulture center, and they had gotten just all these different pieces of memorabilia from way back.
1968 and on.
It was amazing just to see this kind of history of gaming. They had our Pathfinder books and stuff from when we sold out at Gen Con in 2008, I think it was 2007,
Yeah,
a
so
long
it's
time ago.
Yeah, 2008. Let me tell you, Dan, 2008 is when Paizo rolled into Gen Con. It was like Pathfinder.
Yeah,
And
right?
actually, you guys won an Emmy that year.
Did
for
we?
the Pathfinder, yeah. The Pathfinder.
The Pathfinder. There was just one back then.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, that's not true because talk about from a marketing standpoint.
Yeah.
The name Pathfinder, it is rough.
Yeah.
Because you get Nissan,
Oh,
like you
sure.
get the
Oh,
car.
sure. Yeah, I never thought
So,
about it.
yeah.
So I'm sorry, the Pathfinder role-playing
The
game.
role-playing game, yes, which is why people complain, and I totally understand. But the hashtag is Pathfinder RPG,
Right.
Because
Right.
you'll get a car.
Right.
But
Like,
anyway,
we don't want you to search for the car.
No.
We want you to find what you want to find.
but yeah. Anyway, the field was so much
cool.
fun.
Yeah.
So I enjoyed that a lot. Being able to go down there and seeing all of that.
I've heard the acoustics in there is kind of like interesting.
I'm curious now. I didn't even pay attention to that.
Sure.
But I do know that I had the urge to stand out on the field
Yeah.
and look at all the seats and yell.
Right.
I wanted to yell
You
really
might-
bad. I don't know why.
You
I
might
just
have been
wanted
escorted like out of the stadium, but
That's what I was afraid of, actually.
Sure.
Yeah. But I had that desire to do that for some reason. I think it's just because, it's just this wide open space that needs to be
I think
yelled in.
I think the cool thing is that most people, when you go to a stadium, you're used to it being super loud, right? And you walk into the stadium, you walk on the field, and it's kind of like hushed, there's all this space, and the voices kind of just disappear into the huge space, which I think is really nice to have our games library in there because you can rent a game and hear the person across from you, but not necessarily hear the conversation across the hall.
Yeah,
which is great.
And that's true. I think the one thing that I really, this was kind of my secret. Like the first day I walked to the field to see what it was like.
Yeah.
And I realized that all of the, what do you call them, the food counters, like the
the vendors.
the vendors
Yeah.
at the stadium were open and serving food.
Perfect.
But there was nobody there. And
Oh.
so it was like you'd walk up and, let me get a soda or get some water or whatever.
Sure.
And it was like quiet. And it was a really good place just to
Like,
collect
go
your
chill
thoughts,
out, yeah.
and everything. So,
This year at LOS too, we have a new experience. So the games library is returning. We'll have all of our kids' activities out in the field there too. So I think that'll be really fun for kids.
Yeah.
For sure. And we're actually having this midfield experience where we will have a section of the turf cut out. So you'll be able to stand on the turf.
oh, nice.
Yeah, and we're giving away Gen Con branded mini footballs. So
Oh, right,
we only
yes.
have like
We
while
talked
supplies
about
last.
this, yes.
Like,
Okay.
They're very small supplies. So if you're going to Gen Con and if you want, they're actually really cool. Like I love mini footballs, honestly. They're just
Yeah.
when they came across our desk at marketing, we're like, let's get mini footballs.
love
Yes. So we'll have a limited amount. Head over to Lucas Oil Stadium one of the mornings. We'll kind of be giving them out each morning a little bit. So head over at 10 o'clock, right when the doors open, and you should probably be able to get a mini football. A copy of Game Trade magazine. We'll be giving those away there too. A special Lucas Oil Stadium trading pin that you can only get
Really?
in the stadium. Yeah.
I want that because
So,
then I
yeah,
can put it on my lapel.
We have a new pin trading program in general this year, which I can talk about in a second.
Okay.
But and then on Saturday morning, we're actually having the Colts mascot Blue come and take pictures with folks.
Really?
Yeah, so you can
Oh,
get
I like this.
your picture with Blue the horse.
So then, and then he's just gonna be running around, or is it like a photo section?
So in the midfield section, stand on the turf with Blue, snap a selfie. I think we'll have a photographer there for that time.
Right.
As well.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
it'll be fun. I'm so excited.
I like the idea. I know last year the turf was covered. It was there was like a cover or something like that
and
on there.
And that's how most of
and
the
that
field
makes
will
sense.
be.
Yeah, that definitely makes sense because there's a lot of people walking around there, and they want to make sure that the field is good and everything.
Right.
But I think that it would be really fun though to touch that.
Touch the actual turf.
Because you always wondered how much grass does that feel like,
I know, and is it
grassy?
fake? Is it real? Is it is it somewhere in between?
Well, we are going to get
Manning stand here.
We will get to we'll get to those answers this year at Gen Con 2018, and I'll bring my camera, and we'll live stream touching the field and describing
exactly what the AstroTurf feels like.
Yes, mark your calendars. That sounds riveting. So, did you? Yes. All right. That's awesome. So anyway, so I'm looking forward to that. That'll be a lot of fun. Then moving around into because I'm mentally trying to go to all the different parts that you can walk through because it's so big. Like there's so much space. It's just spread out.
Gigantic, if you will.
It is gigantic. Yes, I like it.
The gigantic gaming
convention.
The
gigantic gaming convention. So that's down there. Then, and actually on the way to Lucas Oil, on the way to the stadium, there's tons of booths set up in that hallway. And I remember I passed a lot of cosplay, like Star Wars Legions, where they were all of their, they're all stormtroopers and Mandalorians and all of that stuff in costume. Yeah,
in that hallway, we'll have Community Row, which you'll find what you were just talking about, the 501st Legion will be hanging out there, along with other gaming adjacent companies local to the Indy area to keep you gaming, when it's not Gen Con.
Right.
And so I think that's great. And Nerds Vote will also be in there. And have you heard of Nerds Vote?
Yes. Yeah. Well, I heard about them because of your posts.
Yeah.
And I was like, I need to know more about this. And very amazing. So why don't you, for those that don't know.
Yeah, absolutely. So Nerds Vote is a really cool organization. I think it's like a passion project of a few folks. And basically what you can do is you head up to the Nerds Vote booth, and if you're not registered to vote, regardless of what political spectrum you fall on, whether you're way over here or way over here, they'll get you registered to vote in your state so that you can go vote and make a difference.
Yeah. And then it doesn't matter that they're in Indiana. If you're
doesn't matter if you're from Washington or from Florida. It doesn't matter. They will get you registered to vote in your state.
That is great. I mean, that's very useful. It could be could make the difference.
Absolutely.
In your town. So, and then let's see. We're moving down the hallway, going back. Then there's the hall, which takes up so much space. Yeah. Which by the way, I would be not doing my duty if I didn't say what we were doing in our booth this year.
Please.
So we have, as usual, we have 4 buttons that have various images on them that are our IP. A different button every day. They're collectible. Once they're done, they're done.
They're done.
They are branded to Gen Con 2018, and they look amazing. We kind of keep them under wraps for a while, just to kind of make it more of a surprise. But you've probably seen them because it's on our materials that we had to submit.
I've seen a few of them. They look pretty cool.
Yeah, they're pretty awesome. That's our art team. They're really good at doing those things. So we have a different button every day. We've got a promotional miniature. If you spend so much in the booth, I think it's $50. I think then you get this miniature as our gift.
These?
We have
in the booth
buckets of these.
Buckets.
We are maggoty
these guys
with
are different
these.
colors.
Yeah, they're different.
Are they? Oh, they're different. They're different completely.
Yeah.
Oh, this guy has a skull necklace.
It's pretty badass, right?
I feel like these 2 that you've had sitting right here, not 3, but 2 goblins.
Yeah, and there's another one over here.
A whole bucket of goblins.
They're all
That's
over
great.
the place. The idea was
they're multiplying.
I was going to add.
They're like tribbles.
The funny thing that I was going to do is I was going to add a new one every show, so that there's another one and then there's another one.
Did I just spoil that?
No, I just stopped doing it because I got busy with other things and I forgot. Until just now, I was like, oh yeah, remember when I had that idea?
Yeah, that was a great idea.
To do that really funny thing that isn't, oh, look at you.
Look at that. Is that even on camera?
It is, yeah. No, you're perfect. It is,
there. These are my emotional support goblins, as you said.
So yeah, anyway, these will be here. We actually will have, last year anyway, I'm relatively sure we're doing the same thing, but last year we had a big wire basket.
Like a literal
filled.
bin.
Yeah, yeah. And then
awesome.
as the weekend went on, you know, as the show went on, they got less and less and less.
Sure,
and so by the end of it, you actually had to reach in to grab some of them.
Yeah,
so.
to crawl into the bin.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
Descend into the bin to get your goblin.
Yes. So along with, you know, all the other stuff, make sure to come by the booth and get your goblin.
Now you'll have Pathfinder playtest materials both in 103 and in a satellite booth as well. Is that right?
Yeah, up by the Sagamore on the second floor.
Yeah.
We did that for Starfinder last year.
Yeah.
Just because we were afraid of, you know, which it's not a fear just getting to this, but we were afraid that we'd just be mobbed.
Right.
You know, so it's like, let's try to spread this out and have this other area where you can buy them upstairs.
Now, forgive me, were you able to pre-order Starfinder last year? Or was like Gen Con the first?
There were.
So it's similar.
On our site, there were pre-orders.
Okay.
So,
so it's pretty much the same then?
Yeah, absolutely. Except with this, we've actually encouraged pre-ordering a lot more.
Well,
than
so then
you
have product. I feel like I heard, since I wasn't there last year, I heard that Starfinder was sold out on Thursday. Is that right?
Starfinder sold out last year. Starfinder sold out by 3 o'clock on Thursday.
Oh my Lord!
And
wow.
And there were people that were like, "Why didn't you bring more?" And we were like, "We
brought a crap ton."
Yeah, and you know, just a little like behind the curtain type thing. It surprised everybody that Starfinder did as well as it did. We knew it was a fun game. We knew it would be great, but we did not expect the amount of pull that it would have to people.
And that's the best problem to have, like as you know, as a business, right?
Yeah. It was great.
You know,
the one thing that wasn't
bummer.
great. Yeah. It's like
you're like, I don't have it. I'm sorry. I really want to give it to you, but I don't have it.
And all those people just getting angry, and you know, I mean, rightfully. I mean, we wish we brought more, but with conventions, it's that weird dance of, you know, we want to bring enough, but we don't have to pay shipping all the way back. Like that's
so I think that's the interesting thing about conventions is that here's more behind the curtains with Dan and Kristen.
Oh, I like that show.
Is that to ship something to a convention center, whether you are running the convention or you're participating in the convention as a company or a vendor, it's a lot.
Yeah, it
like
is.
Like in the tune of a couple grand. A lot,
and
depending on what you're shipping.
And it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
You know, having to load that all back up. Like at the end of the con, you don't want to look at this mountain of heavy books and just be like, I can't wait to move those things around.
Great.
Great. You're doing that thing that like where you just want to kick everything and you're like, I don't want to pick it up. I'm just going to kick it along the ground.
Yeah, sure.
Which really takes forever to pack up the booth that way. Right. You have to pick things up, which takes forever.
Right.
So, yeah. Anyway, Thursday,
so you're gonna have
sold out, and then
a lot.
Yeah, well,
Pathfinder playtest.
Yeah, we're gonna try.
Yeah.
But that was the main reason, because this is a limited product.
Right.
It's only good for until second edition comes out.
Yeah.
And so we were trying to stick with the idea of let's know how many we need so we can make that order.
Yeah, for sure.
And so we do have some. You know, I think that if you want a copy, and you know, you don't dawdle and you make it a goal to get to Paizo's booth, you know, I think there's a good chance that you'll be able to get it, I believe. But I don't do operations or anything like that. Yeah. So, and just like, you know, we're the marketing people, so we're going to try to say
we're like,
the best thing
you can absolutely come to the booth and get some. And meanwhile, someone a couple offices over is like,
yeah, as soon as I open that door after the show's over, there's going to be like 4 people just staring at me, shooting daggers into my chest.
I know that feeling, yeah,
so
for sure.
I'm going to play it very safe and say, look, I think that you should be able to get a copy. We're trying our best to have a copy. Just don't dawdle and get there. And
I think that's great life advice, Dan Tharp.
I mean, I try.
Don't dawdle.
Just don't dawdle. Smell them flowers, but don't dawdle.
Don't dawdle.
Come on.
Yeah. Let's get it done.
Let's stitch. That'll be the show next time. Come by for another show, and we'll just stitch those.
Yeah.
Stitch that on a pillow.
Yeah.
And then we'll put the pillows there. It'll be just all these life sayings.
Behind the curtains with Dan and Chris, and this week we'll be crocheting.
Yeah, I love that. That's a great one. And somebody has said Dan Tharp is my favorite Paizo character.
Dan Tharp's my favorite Paizo character too.
Thank you.
TBH.
That is.
No, let's get
so
shirts
nice to
made.
hear. Oh man, you know you could get T-shirts that have my uniform printed on. Like like in the '80s they had those tuxedo T-shirts.
Sure.
You could do that, but with
a linen coat and a skinny tie.
Yeah, and then people would be like, "You're Drew Carey," because that's what I get all the time.
Oh, you Drew Carey. People ask for your autograph.
I get Drew, yeah, my Drew Carey autograph is really good too.
Shut up.
I'm just kidding. So, do you want to do this other giveaway?
Yeah, absolutely.
Right now, and so what we'll do is we'll do the second giveaway, and then if you have questions about Gen Con for Kristen. Whether it's what we're doing or something about Gen Con that hasn't been made clear yet, feel free to put them in there, and then we'll try to have, if we miss it or whatever, if you saw any of the questions that we might have missed already, feel free to pop them back in there, and we'll try to do some Q&A.
Yeah, I'll answer as much as I can. I don't know everything, but
she does know everything.
I'm marketing, right? I know everything.
We do.
Yeah.
We'll tell you that. So what we'll do is get ready, because we're going to do this second one.
Get your brains ready.
Get your brains ready. Get your keyboard fingers ready. Kristen?
Yes.
Trivia question number 2.
Trivia question number 2. Okay. There has been one game that has been played at every single Gen Con since 1968. What is it? I will accept 2 answers.
Oh, that is a mansies. Okay. There's been one game since the very first Gen Con.
Gen Con 0, essentially.
I think I might have a guess, but I don't know if I'm right. D&D? I don't think D&D.
No, so D&D was created in 1974.
Right.
Gen Con started in 1968.
Do you know what else was created in 1974?
What's that?
Dan Tharp.
Dan Tharp?
Yeah.
That's nice. Dan Tharp and D&D, 1974.
Advanced Squad Leader?
Nope.
Monopoly?
No.
No. That is actually GURPS? No.
Nope.
Chainmail? No.
Getting closer though.
Yeah.
It's a tough one.
The Game of Life. Oh, you could be a winner at the Game of Life. I actually really like Life. It's a cheesy game,
I haven't
but I
played
think it's
it in
fun.
so long.
It's fun. I have a computer version where you can play with other friends online.
So what's your favorite? I mean, like
Solitaire? No, not
Nope.
Solitaire. I'm not going to say anything.
No, don't give it away.
No, but I don't know for sure, and I really want to participate, but because I love these things. But I'm not gonna. I won't say anything.
If we don't get, if everyone gives
Poker?
up in the
No.
next couple minutes, then
If I'm riffs, no. Well, I don't know. Is it riffs?
Nope.
See, now I'm answering like I think I know the
You're
right
like,
answer, and I
no.
don't. Space 1999? No. It's
Nope.
not. It's not a card.
No.
I'm not thinking of a card game.
No.
I'm thinking of.
So here's a hint: is we asked earlier what city did Gen Con begin in, and it's Lake Geneva.
Okay.
And Gen Con is also named for that as well, because we started as a wargaming convention.
Exactly.
And as a play on words, whether Gen Con Lake Geneva.
Right.
Right. So Geneva Convention, which were the rules that were standardly used in most war games.
Right.
When war games were just beginning. So it was Geneva Convention, Gen Con. And that's where Gen Con came from.
Okay. I think I'm. Let's see. So Axis
it is.
and Allies.
I gave you a big hint there.
Yeah. Warhammer Fantasy. No.
No, not Warhammer. All right. Well, do you want to give it away, Dan?
Let's do this. Let's give it a. Let's give it another minute.
Sure.
Let people try to figure this out, just in case. Battlelord? No, that's not. Commanders and Soldiers. We'll get this.
Okay, I believe in you. I believe in you, Chad.
Was it an Avalon Hill game?
I don't know that was. I think it was. Gosh, that's a good question. I actually don't know who ended up publishing it. To be honest.
Yeah.
So, but it is currently still played to this very day. It's been played at every single Gen Con.
Bolt Action. Oh man. Okay, I'm not going to think about this. Let's move on. If there was any Q&A or anything like that, we can get to that too. So then diplomacy. No, is it diplomacy?
It is not diplomacy, but you're getting warmer.
Yeah,
you're absolutely getting warmer.
That's kind of where my brain is going too. LGTSA.
Nope.
World of Cinnabar,
No.
Geneva Medieval,
Not Risk. You're getting closer though. Like you're getting closer. Absolutely.
OGR, Civ. No, not. Wait, is it Civ? Okay.
Nope.
Man. Okay.
I know.
This is actually really fun. Let's.
You ready?
Okay. So. Not battleship, right?
No.
Okay. Kristen, can you just give us we'll get a different question. We'll
Sure.
do a different question.
Sure.
And then knowing that they're about 6 seconds behind us, so I'd feel terrible if we gave the answer and then
someone
the
was
answer
like, "But
came-
wait,
Yeah.
I have it."
Not Risk.
Not
Not
Risk.
Catan. Yeah, Catan.
Catan. The game has been played since 1968.
Yeah,
It's a family favorite.
exactly. I would love to see an old 60s type commercial.
Oh my gosh.
Like, you know, they did the old
Yeah.
like board game commercials. Siege. No.
All right.
Okay, go and give us the answer.
Fight
please.
in the Skies.
Fight in the Skies.
Yep.
I did not know the full name, but I was thinking aerial. It's like
Yeah.
planes. I was like something. I knew it was something like that. Yes.
Yep.
Well,
in the Skies.
we'll do another one. We'll do a different question. It's not a problem. So.
I have to think of another trivia question. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah, we can do that. We can
All
do
right,
that. It's not a problem.
let
We're
me-
not in a hurry though. We've got a little bit of time. So.
Sure. Trying to think of what else is good info. Good historical info. I know we too deep into the kayaks. I know. Me too. Well, that's a good one. When is Gary Gygax's birthday? The founder of Gen Con.
Gary Guy, you have it memorized?
I do have it memorized.
awesome.
Absolutely. He's our founder.
He is, yes.
Of course. We've got a little plaque up on the wall, I don't think it's gold, actual gold, but it's gold plaque and has his face on it, and yeah,
That's awesome. I did see the
Absolutely.
Diana Jones Award, July 27th,
Yep.
1938.
Yep.
Boom, nailed it.
July 27th.
I cannot read that green against the background that
but
we
you
have.
win. You are the winner.
Yeah. What does that say?
All right, I'm gonna. Sorry.
Herman Crab.
Herman. All right, Herman Crab. You've got yourself.
Congratulations.
A 4-day badge to Gen Con 2019.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you so much for doing that. That's awesome.
Of course. Yeah, my pleasure.
So, Daigle, if you could help me out with that and send that contact info, that would be awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We didn't. So you told me you're looking forward to the Mind.
Yes.
What other games?
Let's see.
I mean, I know there's thousands, and it's hard to pick out a couple.
For me, the big one is.
What kind of games do you like to play?
I play, well, first of all, rogue life. I'm always a rogue because rogues are the best.
Hashtag rogue life.
Hashtag rogue fam. Feel free to use that. That's going to be a big hashtag. It's going to go global. I like video games. So I like RPGs. RPGs are my favorite just because I like the idea of being able to have that freedom of saying, well, these are the rules, but that's actually just tells me what I can and can't do.
Right.
But within that, I get to do whatever I want.
Right.
Like if I'm like, I'm going to try to climb to that chandelier and swing around a couple times and then try to jump off and stab with my dagger. The GM can be like, okay, well, we can figure out a way to make that happen. I love that. I love that so much. And then I tend to play video games. I like like Fallout and I like the ones that are still kind of like that, where it's like, well, this is where you go, but however you get there is totally up to you.
That's fair, yeah.
So, what about you? What are you? What kind of are you board gamer or RPG?
So I do. So I have been playing. I think I told you before, but obviously chat doesn't know. I have worked in the video games industry for about the past decade or so, and I've always just been a video gamer person.
Right.
And it's only been until recently that I started branching out from more than just D&D, because I've been playing D&D for years. But am I allowed to say that on this stream?
No.
Oh.
Oh man, see, now the show's gonna be over because
you said it.
Of course.
You said the word.
Of course, you can say D&D.
Okay.
We have a very strong connection to D&D.
That's absolutely
so,
right. I'm trying to get recommendations, and I can tell people what I like, and I love getting recommendations because most of the time people love giving recommendations, and most of the time people are great at it too, and so I'm like, oh yeah, I'll write that down, I'll give it a shot, and I'm like, man, I love this game. So I love abstract strategy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Give us an example.
Like a game I love that came out kind of recently is called Tack. It's from Patrick. It's from a Patrick Rothfuss novel.
Yeah.
Actually, and it was developed by James Ernest. And it's I think it's available at Gen Con in the World Builders booth because that's they do their charity work there. So you can buy Tack on my recommendation. Tell them Kristen sent you, and they'll be like, Kristen. Yeah.
They're like, great. Anyway, you want to pay for that?
Yeah.
Or?
So Tack is great. I love Tack. It's kind of like chess a little bit, but with more pieces, and you can stack pieces, and it's great. Have you ever played Hive?
Yeah, just the little tiles.
The little tiles.
Yeah.
I love Hive. I think that's
Hive
great.
Hive is fun.
That's super fun. Yeah, it's basically anything that like doesn't take a whole lot of time to like set up and get playing, but I can sit there and noodle over a move for a good 5 minutes before I'm like, all right, I have crushed you.
Yeah,
go.
Done.
Yeah,
I'm out of here. And you just flip the whole thing over and walk away. And then produce a microphone out of nowhere just to drop it.
Just to drop it.
You really came prepared. That's amazing.
Always. Always.
So, man, all right.
So games like that.
Okay.
So I'm really looking forward to picking up Expansity from Breaking Games, which is really cool. It's kind of city building, but also kind of abstract strategy where you're stacking different pieces of your city together.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Okay. It's a building game.
Yeah, and so you're building up your buildings essentially, and you're scoring points based upon that. So that one looks really cool. And then Hana Mikoji, actually, I don't know if you've heard of it at all. So it's Deepwater Games, I believe, is bringing it over, and it's a Japanese game that will be releasing in English. So that's gonna be really cool. And like Reef, oh my gosh, Reef looks amazing.
Yeah, I've actually seen images, not the actual game though.
No, yeah, because I think it's new at Gen Con.
Oh, perfect.
Pretty sure it's new at Gen Con.
Yet another game premiering at Gen Con.
Yeah, we have a lot this year. I'm really excited.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a good place to do that, Speaking of Gen Con, and we do apparently have folks in the chat that are not able to make it to Gen Con this year. I hear that there's going to be some streaming that's going to happen on Gen Con's official channel.
Yes.
If someone's not going, what are their options? What are they going to be able to check out?
I'm glad you asked, Dan. Well, honestly, we will be streaming from 2 separate channels. That's going to be Gen Con, official Gen Con, so twitch.tv/official Gen Con, and then Gen Con Studio. And on the Gen Con Studio, you can find interviews with game developers. And they're going to be talking about products that are releasing at Gen Con, what's new at Gen Con this year, what they're planning on doing in the upcoming season as well, and what they'll be releasing the next few months. And then official Gen Con is actually going to be like celebrity games, which is really cool. So we've got Satine Phoenix, Adam Coble, and all those folks, and they're going to be DMing games, which will be live streamed.
Jason Bowman is going to be doing one.
Yes.
Thursday at Thursday 10 to midnight. It'll be Jason GMing the Pathfinder playtest with Ryan and Param from No Direction.
Yeah.
And Diana and Jamie from Dragons and Things are going to be on there. And so Jason's got all these props that he's already put together and all that kind of thing. So I'm excited.
I hope I can make it down to watch in person, to be honest.
Yeah,
there's so much going on.
I'm hoping to be there for that, but I mean, who knows? It's probably even worse for you, but you just get pulled into things where you're like, oh, I guess I'm doing this now, Night Race is actually asking if you're going to have the Twitch backpack.
So maybe. Yeah, it's a strong possibility. We don't have like 100% yes yet, but if we do have the backpack, I will have it on for at least some of the time, giving you first hot takes on Gen Con, because it'll be my first Gen Con.
If Twitch has the Twitch backpack there, I'm going to have to try to find it and put it on, because we were at another convention and they had it there, and I put it on, and you feel so powerful with that thing on. I felt like RoboCop. You know,
Right.
I was
Well,
like, oh, I'm so
I was
tough
looking at
now.
pictures of it, and it's basically like I can't imagine like in a place like a convention. I don't think it's going to be too weird. But I feel like if you're just walking around with it, talking to yourself, and like just having a camera mounted on your shoulder.
Yeah, this had a selfie stick, right? And it had like a little fuzzy microphone.
Sure.
But for some reason, when you have the backpack and the thing on the stick and you're talking to it, you feel like that's normal. Like, oh,
Sure.
There's no problem. I'm streaming, so I
Yeah.
don't look dumb. I'm streaming.
Right.
It's
Everyone
fine.
knows I'm streaming.
Yeah, exactly. It's like
Not just talking to myself.
right. But yeah, I think, and actually that's exactly what I would want to do is walk through the Sagamore and show off how how crazy it is. I'd love to get the backpack and be able to like work my way into the stairs so you can go up.
Oh yeah.
Because there is like, it's not like open to the public. It's like behind the scenes type stuff for like, the people that work there. But there is a platform that overlooks the Sagamore.
The Sagamore, yeah.
And imagine having the
Well, I will add it
backpack
to
for that,
my
so,
list of things to check out while I've got the backpack on.
that would be
if
amazing.
I have the backpack
Yeah,
on.
shoot me a text.
Yeah.
If you get it, shoot me a
Yeah,
text and I'll
I
meet
will,
up with you.
for sure.
And we'll take it. But yeah, it'd be really fun to show off those things, you know, just to show people,
Absolutely.
I was just impressed when I first saw the Sagamore and have it all like paizoed out where it's like all these banners and just
huge
craziness.
banners,
It's amazing. So that would be really fun to show off. So
Absolutely.
it was great. Yeah, I know. I just got super excited there for a second. I'm sorry.
We are only like a week and a half away.
It is just nuts. I think that
it's like gaming Disneyland.
when you first get there and it's like, because we get there so early, it feels like work. You're like, oh, I got to do this and got to do that, and putting the booth together is not easy. It takes a lot of us a lot of work to get it going. I think that once the trade day hits on Wednesday, it starts to kind of leak in a little bit where you're like, oh, this is starting to happen, and you give away like like we have little minis that we'll give out to the people that hit at the trade day and stuff like that, and it starts to feel real,
Absolutely.
It's just a blast. I love it. Did we do a second trivia question? We did, right?
We did, right?
Okay,
yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, we did too.
I was just thinking about that. I was getting ready to do a sign off and be like, because we've hit an hour. And,
Was it time already?
Yeah,
I get so excited
yeah.
talking about Gen Con. I'm
I
like, oh my
know.
gosh, it's happening.
It is. And then when it's over, you're just like, whew, it's over.
Well,
that was
for you.
something. Yeah.
We're getting ready for next year, right? Immediately. Let's do this.
Well, me too. I mean, I work hard also. It's fine.
I work hard also. I know, Dan. I know.
It's not a contest. Anyway, is there anything that we didn't cover that you wanted to cover?
I think we talked about how awesome Georgia Street's going to be.
Yep.
And the midfield experience at LOS, that's going to be pretty rad too. We talked about Community Row, which is great with Nerds Vote. Pin trading program, really quick. We have a brand new pin trading program.
Oh, yeah.
So if, like they're the nice, like
Lapel,
metal lapel, for sure. Those you can find it on the Gen Con website where you can pick up those buttons, and then there's going to be super ultra rares that only staff will be wearing. So you'll have to find
you trade?
staff.
Can I trade
Yep,
with you?
You
Okay.
can absolutely trade with me.
I like this.
Yeah, so we'll have some really cool ones there. We have a lot of great 25th anniversary of Magic, 25th birthday.
Oh yeah,
as
that's
they
right.
call it. Yeah, Magic events. So that's gonna be really cool. But yeah, there's just so much going on. It's hard to talk about it all.
I know. Just to recap, Paizo at Gen Con, we've got the Pathfinder playtest premiering. We'll have demos going on. We'll have games that you can get into. We are going to have our the Starfinder Armory is going to premiere at Gen Con, which I've looked through and it's amazing.
It looks really cool.
We've got the buttons that we'll be giving away, a different one each day, 4 collectible buttons. We've got, let's see, the minis, promotional minis, if you purchase $50 or more. And then, of course, we've got games in the Sagamore
All
just
weekend.
24 hours. Like,
I
it's
feel like I
nuts.
saw that gaming in the Sagamore starts at 8 a.m. on Thursday. Is that right?
It does, yes.
Oh my gosh. So even before the exhibit hall opens,
yes,
you can go play some Pathfinder.
They are ready to go.
Yeah.
And if you are wondering how to find those Paizo events, Daigle was nice enough to put a link in there for the event finder. So feel free to click through that. And there might even be tickets left for Jason's show that will be streaming.
Great. I think so.
Thursday at 10 p.m. I think that if you, it's an event. It's listed as an event. So, so yeah, I think that covers a lot of it. Beyond that, it's just been a couple of marketing people talk and patting each other on the back.
You've been doing great, Dan.
Oh my gosh, I would not be able to do so good if it wasn't for your amazing job that you're doing.
Oh my gosh, Dan. What?
Anyway, boy, that is sickening.
It is.
So Night Race is going to be starting a Twitter campaign to get the backpack for Dan. I'm all for this. Like, look, get Twitch involved.
Can you start a campaign to like make sure the backpack actually makes it to Gen Con?
Let's start with that. Let's start with Twitch backpack gets to Gen Con.
Gets to Gen Con, and then Kristen will make it work.
Gen Con.
Gen Con.
Yes.
The gigantic gaming
gigantic gaming
I think my boss is watching right now.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yay.
He'll be like, oh, she said Gen Con again.
Yeah, great. Hey, funny.
Great, funny.
Thanks. Good marketing.
Yeah. It's Gen Con.
There are, let's see, seminars. Oh, that's right. The seminars, 212. Thanks.
Oh, good catch.
So this is actually, to pull the curtain back even farther, we were actually like, what is that? What is that number? The room number? And you said 212.
I did. Oh,
and I was like, I don't know.
Good. I feel so good about myself right now.
So yeah, thank you, Daigle. It's awesome.
Saving Dan.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us.
Absolutely.
This was a blast. We'll have to do this. We'll do a post Gen Con show.
Wrap up, absolutely.
I'll come onto your show. You come onto my show.
It'll be fun.
And then we'll have to bring special things to each one so people still want to tune in to watch. Because it'd just be the same show.
Instead of just like, well, how did it go? Well, Dan, let me tell you.
And then we'll have to we'll divvy up stories. So
sounds great.
I like that.
All right. Well, thank you so much for having me on. I really appreciate it. I will see you in a week and a half in Indianapolis.
Yeah, absolutely. And to all of you folks, thank you so much for joining us. And we hope to see all of you at Gen Con. That would be amazing.
Yeah.
And until that time, have a great weekend. So for Paizo and for Kristen and for myself, Dan, thank you so much for joining us.
Game on.